Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. Make sure you check out murderofcrows.io and pick up a couple NFTs for fun. You can mint up to 10 at a time if you're so inclined, and there are people basically buying these every day. So at some point they will be sold out, and then we'll see what happens. But I love the idea of the murder of crows, the flock of birds spreading throughout the world. I love it. I just think it's great. And honestly, it's a great message. It's a great sentiment, and it just goes to show that you support me and what I try to do here on YouTube. So anyway, we're going to take a look at ChatGPT joins the crypto hype, sets the Bitcoin price at $300,000 by 2030. This is actually pretty interesting, so pay attention, because I have been diving into artificial intelligence now for a while. I've been using Midjourney almost daily, experimenting with the new versions, and it seems like a new, more powerful version comes out every few months now. And the same is true with ChatGPT, this powerhouse of a system and I haven't even dove into ChatGPT to the point where I'm like fluent or anything yet, but I am going to. And not only that, I'm actually working on a video where I want to do a full-blown guide on utilizing artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, and online marketing to create a brand for like digital art, digital products, and print on demand products. And I know there's a lot of that stuff out there, but anyone I watch gives you a little bit. I'm going to put it all into one powerful video, and I'm going to do it myself. And because I don't really want to do a video about it if I can't prove profitability for it. But artificial intelligence is such a powerful thing. And we can see that the algorithms of these AI bots are obviously programmed with like political bents and some bias and things like that. But in the general scheme of things, you know, they're pretty smart and they're able to do things that I've never seen before. So there may very well be some truth to this. I don't know how the information is pulled. I don't know how the stuff is established within the algorithm of an AI system, but it sounds pretty accurate to me. After venture capitalist and former CTO at a cryptocurrency trading platform Coinbase, Balaji Srinivasan, I have no idea, made a shocking claim that Bitcoin could reach the price of $1 million in the following 3 months. Many in the crypto community became intrigued, wondering if his prediction could fully materialize. I'm sure you can hear that buzzing because for whatever reason, the landscapers have decided to come out and start doing the lawn as I'm doing videos. As the guesswork continued en masse, some analysts have turned to OpenAI's text-based artificial intelligence platform, ChatGPT, for suggestions. So the Finbold team decided to give it a shot as well, and the results were indeed bullish, although far from the $1 million touted by some individuals. $300,000 in the cards. As always, upon being asked to offer hypothetical average Bitcoin price predictions for each year in the 2024 to 2030 period, ChatGPT warned it was only an AI language model and as such could not predict future Bitcoin prices with certainty or accuracy, but it ultimately did manage to deliver some interesting rounded up numbers. According to the figures provided by the AI tool, Bitcoin is expected to reach the price of $150,000 in 2024. That's just next year, adding around $25,000 every following year until it speculatively hits a very enticing number of $300,000 in 2030, as per the query posted on March 29th. And you can see the data here. As an AI language model, I cannot predict future Bitcoin prices with certainty or accuracy. And then it gives these numbers: 2024, $150,000, 2025, $175,000, 2026, $200,000. And I am very curious. I wish somebody would ask ChatGPT how it concludes this data. Like, where does it pull the information from? How is this calculated? Because obviously there's some sort of calculation going on. There's reference material. There's data somewhere being pulled to establish these predictions. Now, the thing of it is, As we know, Bitcoin runs on a 4-year cycle. We're all very familiar with the 4-year cycle. Is this saying that come 2024, we break away from that cycle and we just start an elongated bull trend where we obviously have significant ebbs and flows within that trend, but ultimately it's a perpetual cycle all the way through 2030? And if that's the case, why? Is it the mainstream adoption? Is it government regulations that, is somehow going to come clamping down on the majority of altcoins, ultimately pushing up the value of maybe a top 5 or a top 10 in the cryptocurrency space for their various use cases and functionality to kind of beat the regulatory changes that are all obviously coming? Like, what does this mean? Those are the questions that I always ask myself and what I ponder on a regular basis, because I do believe we're going to be in a point where Bitcoin is the grand poobah. Okay. I actually have a book. I think it's actually downstairs. I'm pretty sure it's at my bathtub. It's Mastering Bitcoin Lightning Network. I haven't even cracked it yet because I've been doing a bunch of other reading and things, but I want to learn more about the Bitcoin Lightning Network and how that layer 2 is going to provide functionality to increase the performance of like microtransactions on the Bitcoin network and all that. And because I do believe that like Bitcoin's here to stay regardless. And I do think that it's going to be utilized for significant purchases and transfers of value. You're going to buy a house with Bitcoin. You're going to buy a car with Bitcoin. You're going to buy major purchases with Bitcoin. And then there's going to be a select number of altcoins that are going to be kind of like the quarters to the dollar, so to speak. Cardano, I believe, is very much going to be one of them. And I think those are going to be more focused around microtransactions on a large scale. Likely, given the way Cardano is being developed, with its governance structure and its more autonomous kind of ideal way that it's being developed so that the public and the community runs that blockchain based off of voting and a real democracy, I can see that a lot of that transpires into or transforms into a global use case for finance, for gaming, for a lot of things. So I really believe that ultimately it's probably going to be like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, a Cardano, and then maybe a couple others, maybe an XRP, maybe something else. And then these are going to be the primaries of blockchain technology. And if that does happen, and a lot of the other tokens out there are regulated out of the space, and I'm not saying I want this to happen necessarily, just that I'm very curious to see what happens on April 18th with Gary Gensler and what kind of answer, because you know what, I've never seen Gary Gensler before talk, and I mean, he's a smart guy, like he's not, and the thing of it is too, is he doesn't come off to me as somebody shady, like I mean, and I maybe I'm naive, I don't know, and I see a lot of the narratives that are being put out there by everyone all the time about Gary Gensler and the SEC and all of that. But I just watched his meeting with Congress where he's looking for capital to continue his regulation. But nothing about him came off as cocky or arrogant, really, or like shady in the sense that he was having to defend himself all the time. Like, it just felt very casual in the sense that, but professional and I don't know, man. I could be completely wrong, and but I watch a lot of these hearings with people, and a lot of these hearings, I feel like these people are shady, man, and they're always trying to cover tracks, and they're always dodging this and dodging that. I just didn't see a lot of that, and I'm not trying to kiss Gary's ass. I just call it how I see it. But I am curious to see what happens on April 18th when it is maybe more of a hot seat kind of hearing where they're like, hey, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? This isn't constitutional. This isn't law. This isn't this. This is that. So I am curious. So we're going to find out come April 18th. And maybe we'll get a better perspective on what's to be expected in the overall cryptocurrency space moving forward and how that will ultimately affect Bitcoin's price. I could definitely see us doing a blow off top above $100,000 and probably in 2025. Maybe by the end of 2024. I don't know. We're not even close yet. So a lot of my metrics and indicators aren't even going to start lining up for a while, but we'll wait and see. Until then, I'll see you guys soon. Grow your coins.